Hello, welcome to TOEFL Land. My name is Kirsten and I am here with part 4 of traps in the TOEFL listening section. And today I'd like to focus on the rhetorical function question. Some people like to call this question author's purpose or speaker's purpose. Sometimes it looks like or sounds like, why does the professor say this? Or why does the student say this? And then we listen to that one little section. It can also ask about the organization of a lecture or a conversation. Does the lecture or conversation compare and contrast? Does it define something and then give some examples? Does the professor give a list of instructions or steps in a process that the student must follow? So it can show up in these two different ways in the listening, either asking us why someone says something, what their purpose is in saying that, or it can show up in the organizational form. So for today's example, let's say that we have the question, why does the professor say this? And in that part of the conversation we hear, wow, congratulations. Okay, so what's important here is that we remember exactly where in the conversation that particular statement took place. So it's really important when you take notes, if you take notes. Some people have a great memory and they can remember what the conversation was and where certain things happened. I like to take some notes, and you can see my notes here on my whiteboard. And I'm placing this, wow, congratulations, right after the man mentions that he's decided to apply to graduate school. Okay, so in the beginning of this conversation, just to review, he comes into the professor's office and apologizes for being late to the last few classes. She is disappointed in this because he's missed some important information at the beginning of class. But he says, "Oh, professor, it's okay because I have a friend who's taking notes for me, and I'm not missing any of the information. I always get great information from my friend on what happened at the beginning of class." And then he says, "By the way, I've decided to apply to grad school." Wow, congratulations. The other thing about this question is you want to listen to the tone in which it's said. So in this case, we have a tone that goes up. Wow, congratulations. So we can understand from her response that she's pretty excited about this. She's reacting positively. If she were to say, wow, congratulations, that implies a different meaning entirely. It might show that she's not so impressed, or that she's, expressing some sort of disdain or disapproval. But yay for the man, she's pretty excited for him. So she says, wow, congratulations. Okay, so our question asks us, why does the professor say this? And the first thing I want to do as part of my TOEFL strategy is think for myself why she might say that. Well, it seems to me that she's happy for him. She's expressing happiness for him. She is congratulating him. She's praising him, right? These are all reasons why she would say, wow, congratulations. Okay? But let's say we're looking at our answer choices and we come across some choices that look pretty good, but they're traps. They are put there meant to distract our attention away from the correct answer choice, and I do not want you falling into a TOEFL trap. So let's just talk about some of the traps that you might find. So let's say we're looking at our answer choices and we see a trap, and it's the not mentioned trap, okay? And it says, to congratulate him, ooh, that part is right, to congratulate him on passing the exam. Did they mention an exam? No, nowhere in the conversation was the word exam even mentioned, so we'd have to eliminate this one as a possible answer choice. It's not mentioned. Now let's look at the false statement trap. Okay, so let's say you have an answer choice that says, to express disappointment in him being late. Well, he does apologize for being late, but right here, she is not disappointed in him. She is quite the opposite. She's very proud of him for making this decision to apply to grad school. So this is the complete opposite of what actually is happening here. She's actually happy and excited, not disappointed. But let's look at another false statement trap, because that's a really easy one to eliminate, right? So let's say that our statement says, to express her happiness that his friend is taking notes for him. So she is happy. The friend does take notes for him, but, right, that in that moment that she says this, wow, congratulations, it is not in response to the note-taking friend, it is in response to his decision to apply to graduate school. Okay, so we must, again, go back to really paying attention to the order in which certain things have happened or in which certain things have been said. Okay, so that would be false statement trap. There's also a trap I like to call called false comparison. Okay, and this is where somewhere in your answer choice there is a comparison between two things that was not mentioned in the listening. So you might see words like more than, less than, greater than, better than, worse than. Those are kinds of comparisons, right, that we make. So if I'm reading my answer choices and I see a statement that says, to congratulate him on being more motivated than other students. This is a trap that a lot of students fall into, because when you think about it, it seems like, oh, yes, he must be more motivated than other students because he's applying to grad school, and, you know, who knows, the other students are probably lazy in her class and they don't want to go to grad school. But there's not enough information here in the conversation for us to make that assessment, right? This would be a false comparison. She's really not comparing his decision or his motivation to anyone else, right? She's just saying, wow, congratulations. Okay. Another trap. Why does the professor say, wow, congratulations? And let's say our answer choice says, to congratulate him on his decision to apply for a letter of recommendation. To congratulate him, that part is right, on his decision to apply for a letter of recommendation. Okay? So what happens here in this trap is that two pieces of information are combined together. We heard the information about the grad school, he's going to apply there, and we also hear later on that he needs a letter of recommendation from this professor in order to apply. But she's not congratulating him on his decision to apply for a letter of recommendation. She's congratulating him on his decision to apply to graduate school, period. End of story, right? So be careful of this trap because it looks really wonderful because you've seen this piece of information and heard in the listening section, you've heard this piece of information and you've heard this other piece of information, and all this statement does is bring them together, but this new combination makes this a trap, makes this statement false. Okay, so beware of the false combination trap. Okay, let's end once again with your favorite trap, the too extreme trap. So let's say one of our answer choices says that the reason why the professor is saying, wow, congratulations, is to congratulate him on his acceptance to all grad schools that he's applied to. Whoops. So this is really extreme. Number one, you heard all or read all in the statement, right? That's a serious red flag. But also, he hasn't been accepted yet. He is just applying. He's just starting the process. So this would be a false statement. It is too extreme. It is a trap. We would have to get rid of it. And there are a few more tricky traps that tend to show up in the rhetorical function question. And if you want to learn more about how to spot traps, how to eliminate them quickly and arrive at the correct answer choice, check out my reading course. It's available now, and I'll put the link below. You will notice that there is an overlap between reading questions and listening questions, right? They are similar. So this rhetorical function question shows up in the reading, and it will show up in TOEFL listening. And when you know how to spot the traps for this question, you're going to get faster, and you are going to arrive at that correct answer choice without falling in to those TOEFL traps. Happy TOEFL studies. I'll see you next time.